Hey, it's Tyler. I decided for tonight's practice session, or this morning's, probably like a lot of people right now, sleep schedule is getting a little adjusted. So I was playing around on piano, but then I kind of thought maybe for my practice session I'd jump over here to keyboard, and just kind of have I feel like the thinking part of my brain is kind of it's a little bit tired out today. So I was just gonna actually just play through some stuff and maybe just wanted to talk about what I'm doing or what my thoughts are while I'm doing it. Stop and start. I'm not even sure I'm gonna post this, but if I do, here it is. So I just started playing around on Just Friends because I thought, so weird to have a tune not start in tonic, right? That's not tonic. There's tonic. So it starts on 4. 4. Starts on 4. Then it pops up. And here's another weird thing about this tune, is that it doesn't go around, it uses the circle of fifths motion, but it's totally unexpected, right? Instead of going 3 6 2 5, it goes 2 5 3 6 2 5, and then it 2 5s back to 4. So it starts in 4. There's 1. It goes up a minor third. It's got this flat 3, flat 6. Then it goes to 5. Finally back to the dominant 2. And then back to here we're on 4. And then here's a cool thing. Dominant, well, it's not a dominant sub. I guess the colloquial term, that's a hard word to say, by the way. Colloquial. The slang term is a bebop sub for a 2/5. So there's lots of types of subs in jazz harmony. Tritone sub. I mean, it's too many to talk about right now, but one of the cooler ones is a bebop sub. So instead of going 2 5 1, you go minor 4, dominant flat 7, 1. So that's Just Friends makes huge use of that. I'm not even sure how I got on that. So that was the original key, I think. Actually, I'm not even sure what the original key is. I think that's F. That's what I was playing it in. No, actually, I was playing it in C. See, that's the weird thing, because the first chord is F, but that's 4. So when you call a tune, let's say you're playing you're playing a gig somewhere and you're just calling tunes and you say Just Friends. If you don't know the history of this particular tune, and you say, well, okay, let's play it in C. We don't start on C, you start on F, right? It's kind of cool. So let's jump over to E flat, let's say. So if I'm going to play this tune in E flat, I'm going to start in A flat. There's that dominant sub 2/5. And this is the part, this is a great spot for a dominant 7 sharp 11. It's like Lydian dominant. One of the most classic spots in any tune. Just screams out Lydian dominant. There's that minor third jump. It's kind of weird. So yeah, that's interesting. And sometimes the hard keys, I've done this before, but I got to put up air quotes. I think the deeper I get into this over the years, I don't think there's any more hard keys. I think the hard keys are the ones that you don't practice. And I'm certainly one of the biggest proponents. I've certainly not practiced some keys more over the years, and I've paid the price for sure with my technique. So I'm trying to rectify that lately. So yeah, like if we play this in A, the first chord would be D. Yeah, altered dominant there. Yeah, so that's where you want to do, you put a 2 in front of the 5. And here's a kind of a cool thing. You could do a tritone sub here, and then go back to the tritone away, and then you hit that next 2/5. Sometimes it's cool to just kind of change feel, right? And then another interesting aspect of these so-called, well, maybe less played key centers, is that sometimes, because of the nature of these progressions through the form, if you start in a key, let's say, that has more accidentals, sometimes the chords you encounter inside the form end up being maybe more comfortable if you're used to practicing keys with less accidentals. So for instance, what am I doing? I'm doing this in A right now. So, you know, first chord's D major, D minor, G7, A major. And when you jump up that minor third, it's just C minor, F7. So that internal change ends up being pretty comfy if you've practiced that particular change. Excuse me. Not Corona. Spring allergies. So, yeah. I don't know. This is a great tune. It starts on 4, has a bunch of unexpected 3-6-2-5 motion that keeps you slightly off guard, makes it really fun to play. And this is another one that's kind of fun to play in, you know, in 12 keys. It's also nice to stop. Sometimes, you know, I'll be going through, I recently came upon this E flat, sharp 11, flat 9 voicing. I was working on just a standard kind of E flat 9 voicing, and I was playing around with some internal movement. So I kept my pairs the same, and I moved my inside voices. So those two, I just go down a half step. Turned into a really nice E flat sharp 11 flat 9 voicing, which, by the way, when you do the tritone sub, so that's what it sounds like over E flat. That's what it sounds like over A. And when you're playing it in A, it's like a totally straight up dominant sharp 11 voicing. But the E flat, that's a little bit, that's why tritone subs are so effective, because you can take something familiar and turn it into something, it's the exact same thing, right? But it's just over a different bass note. So cool. I'm playing it in the tune in A flat, but a little bit more of a ballad thing. I kind of went off the tune there for a minute because I was exploring some voicings. That another voicing kind of thing that I like to work on is putting half steps in the middle of. So if you have a nice open voicing shell, so those are wide intervals, right? There's like a minor 7 here, and there's a major 6 on top. But if you put half steps inside, if you take that out of context, a half step, I mean, you don't get more dissonant than a half step, right? But inside the voicing, it works out really well. Or something like that doesn't necessarily have the root. Here's another thought. I know I'm just kind of rambling, but most people have probably stopped watching this video if they ever started in the first place many minutes ago. So I'll just keep on going for another minute or two. This is something I did a video, or not a video, but a tune not too long ago, and that the concept of, half steps, if you're not used to that sound, that can sound quite jarring. And I totally get that and agree. But once you switch your expectations a little bit and understand that, that's a half step, G and F sharp, but in the context of C major 9 sharp 11, it's quite beautiful. If I want a little bit more pensive, I can get rid of the 9 and just keep the major 7 on top. Whole steps also, those can be nice. Probably don't even hear that inside of, if I do it right. There's another whole step. Do you hear the whole step inside of there? There it is. Now this is interesting because this could be, this is C sharps in the bass, by the way. So this could be like a C sharp Aeolian sound, or if I'm kind of implying a bass note that's a fifth below here. So that could be F sharp minor 9, or if I take the F sharp out, oops, sorry, a little C sharp Aeolian. So there's that E flat, flat 9 sharp 11. You can totally play with expectations, right? I just hang for a minute on the 9 and then go to the flat 9. And that, hopefully that's leading down a fifth. All right, there's my a little bit over 15-minute kind of freeform or a practice session, just kind of a way to, it's a good way to end the night sometimes. Just a little bit of music. And that voice is not going through my head when I'm playing, but sometimes it's nice to self-assess like this. And since it's pretty late or early in the morning, depending on how you look at it, a lot of times these types of sessions will really help me focus on what I need to work on for myself. So, yeah. All right. That's my session for tonight. Hope everyone is doing well. We'll see you next time. Bye.